You've probably been avoiding eggs, or at least limiting them, because somewhere along the way, someone told you they were bad for your heart. Too much cholesterol, too much fat, put them down. Here's the problem. That advice was wrong, and the science has known it for decades. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens inside your body when you eat 4 eggs every single day. Not hype, not headlines, just biology explained simply. And by the end, you'll understand why eggs might be one of the most powerful, affordable, and misunderstood health tools on the planet. Stay with me, because point number 4 is the one almost nobody talks about, and it has everything to do with your brain. Before anything else, let's address the biggest fear. Won't 4 eggs a day destroy my cholesterol? The answer is no, and the truth is, it never did. This fear was built on flawed research from the 1960s that has since been completely debunked. Here's what modern science actually shows. Your liver produces most of your cholesterol internally. It doesn't primarily come from food. So when you eat eggs consistently, your liver simply detects the extra coming in and makes less of its own. The system self-regulates. Your HDL, the good cholesterol, often goes up. Your LDL particles become larger and fluffier, which matters because it's the small, dense LDL particles that are linked to heart risk. Eggs don't create those. The real cardiovascular villains are trans fats, refined carbohydrates, and chronic inflammation, not the egg you had for breakfast. Let's talk about protein. Think about chicken breast, steak, or fish. These are all muscle tissue built for movement, which makes their protein dense, tight, and harder for your body to break down. Now think about an egg. It wasn't built for movement. It was built as the ultimate starter kit for life, containing every single building block needed to grow an entire living organism from a single cell. That's why egg protein has the highest biological value of any natural food on the planet, meaning your body can use almost 100% of it. Nothing is wasted. Beef, fish, and chicken convert at 75 to 85%. Whole eggs convert up to 48% directly into body tissue, nearly 3 times more efficiently than meat. That efficiency fuels faster muscle repair, stronger bones and tendons, better immune function, and more efficient skin repair. And here's something critical. Egg whites alone only convert at around 17%. The fat and cholesterol in the yolk are what drive the whole effect. Throwing the yolk away is literally throwing the medicine in the trash. Most people think of eggs as just protein. That's only half the story. Eggs are also a unique fuel source, and this is where the yolk changes everything. When you eat lean meat, your body can only use about 10 to 20% of it as direct energy. But because eggs contain fat from the yolk, approximately 65% of an egg is usable as fuel. That means less energy crashes, more stable energy throughout the day, better focus, and better blood sugar stability. This is why people who switch from cereal or toast to eggs in the morning feel full for 4 to 6 hours instead of 1. Cereal spikes your blood sugar and drops it hard. Eggs provide a slow, steady burn. That's the difference between borrowing energy and producing it. Inside every egg is an amino acid called leucine. Think of it as a master switch. When it enters your body in sufficient amounts, it sends one specific signal to your muscles: start building and repairing. That's like flipping on the light switch for muscle synthesis inside your cells. This matters more the older you get, because after 40 or 50, muscles develop something called anabolic resistance. The same amount of protein that used to trigger repair no longer works as well. Your muscles need a stronger signal. 4 eggs a day provides enough leucine to overcome that resistance and actually restart the repair process. The more muscle you maintain as you age, the longer, stronger, and more independent your life will be. Leucine is the signal that makes that possible. This is the one almost nobody talks about. Eggs are one of the richest natural sources of three nutrients working together: choline, B12, and folate, which support a master process in your body called methylation. Think of methylation as your body's maintenance crew, running quietly in the background 24 hours a day, repairing DNA, detoxifying chemicals and hormones, and producing the brain chemicals that regulate mood, memory, and focus. When it slows down, things go wrong quietly. Brain fog, low energy, poor focus, increased inflammation. Up to 40% of adults have a genetic weakness that makes this process less efficient, and most of them have no idea. Now here's where eggs become extraordinary for the brain specifically. Choline is the direct precursor to acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter responsible for memory formation, learning, and conscious attention. Think of acetylcholine like the electrical wiring in your brain. When choline is abundant, signals travel fast and clear. When it's depleted, which happens progressively after 60, the wiring starts to degrade. The recommended daily intake is 550 milligrams for men and 425 milligrams for women, yet the average adult over 65 consumes less than 300 milligrams daily. 4 eggs puts you right at or above the daily target from a single food source. Research from Boston University found that adults with higher choline intake had a 48% lower risk of poor cognitive performance over a 10-year period. A separate study tracking over 2,500 men for 22 years found those with the highest choline intake had a 28% lower risk of developing dementia. If you've been avoiding eggs, you've been quietly starving your brain of the one nutrient it depends on most. Hidden inside the golden yolk are 2 compounds called lutein and zeaxanthin. Think of them as your eye's built-in sunglasses. They accumulate directly in your retina and act as a natural filter, protecting your delicate retinal cells from UV rays, blue light from screens, and cumulative oxidative damage. What makes eggs special compared to vegetables is that the lutein in egg yolks is absorbed 3 to 4 times more efficiently because the fat in the yolk makes that absorption possible. Research found that adults over 60 who consumed just 1 egg per day for 5 weeks increased blood lutein levels by 26% and zeaxanthin by 38%. If you use a phone daily, work at a computer, or notice your night vision isn't what it used to be, eggs are one of the simplest daily defenses available. It's a benefit you can actually see. Chronic low-grade inflammation is what I call the quiet fire. You may not feel it dramatically at first, but it burns through your joints, your arteries, and your brain every single day. After 60, an inflammatory marker called CRP tends to rise steadily, and elevated CRP is linked to arthritis, heart disease, and even depression. Egg yolks contain a compound called phosphatidylcholine, a fat that serves as a building block for every cell membrane in your body. Research found that higher dietary phosphatidylcholine intake was associated with significantly lower inflammatory markers in adults over 65. And older adults who consumed 4 or more eggs per week showed a 28% reduction in self-reported joint pain scores over 6 months. The anti-inflammatory power lives almost entirely in the yolk. Cook eggs gently, soft scrambled or poached, and pair with olive oil or blueberries to amplify the effect. This one goes deeper than any single organ. It's about why so many people feel exhausted no matter how much they sleep. Inside every one of your cells are structures called mitochondria, your cellular energy factories. They convert nutrients from food into ATP, the fuel that powers every heartbeat, every thought, every movement. After 60, mitochondrial function declines sharply. and that decline is now recognized as one of the central mechanisms of aging itself. Fatigue, brain fog, slower healing, weakened immunity, these are all downstream consequences. Eggs contain a remarkable combination of nutrients that directly address this. The B vitamins, riboflavin, and pantothenic acid are essential for the process your mitochondria uses to generate energy. Without them, the factories simply cannot run at full capacity. Eggs also contain CoQ10 precursors, compounds your body uses to synthesize the molecule that acts as the spark plug in mitochondrial energy production, which declines by up to 65% between ages 20 and 80. And 4 eggs provide 60 to 80 micrograms of selenium, which is the backbone of your mitochondria's primary antioxidant defense system. Research from the Karolinska Institute found that older adults with higher selenium status had mitochondrial function scores 31% higher than their deficient counterparts, with significantly better energy, exercise tolerance, and sleep quality. That's the difference between people who are living their later years and people who are merely enduring them. Most people have no idea what's actually inside an egg. Vitamin K2 directs calcium into your bones and away from your arteries, a distinction that matters enormously for long-term cardiovascular and bone health. Retinol, the true bioavailable form of vitamin A, supports immune function and skin repair directly. Vitamin D, one of the few natural dietary sources, regulates hormones and stabilizes mood. B12 supports brain and nerve function, and as people age, the stomach becomes less efficient at extracting it from food. Iodine and selenium round out a nutrient profile that is, in the truest sense, one of the most complete of any single food on Earth. Eggs contain virtually every vitamin and mineral the body needs. The common perception dramatically underestimates what's inside that shell. Now that you know what eggs do, here's how to use them correctly. Always keep the yolk. Everything we've discussed lives in there. Cook them gently. Soft-boiled, poached, or lightly scrambled at lower heat preserves the sensitive compounds better than high-heat frying. For pairing, the healthy fats in the yolk boost antioxidant absorption from leafy greens like arugula or spinach by up to 9 times. Add black pepper. Piperine dramatically increases carotenoid absorption from the yolk itself. Onions support liver detox pathways. Tomatoes provide lycopene for heart and eye health. Avocado adds healthy fats and fiber for stable energy. Cook in olive oil or butter. And for maximum brain benefit, pair eggs with a small serving of salmon or cottage cheese. Choline and B12 work together in the methylation pathway and amplify each other's effect. For eggs, pasture-raised and organic is your best combination. Better environment, better feed, better nutrient profile. But if that's not in the budget, eat the regular ones. A conventional egg is still far more nutritious than any packaged breakfast cereal or bar. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Here's what I want you to take away. Eggs were never the enemy. They are one of the most complete, efficient, and affordable sources of nutrition available, especially as the body ages and its needs become more specific. 4 eggs a day can support your muscle strength, your brain's wiring, your joints, your vision, your cellular energy, and your long-term independence, all at once, all from the same food. Consistency is what makes it work, not perfection, just eggs, most days, done right. Your body responds to what you repeat. Start today and let the results stack quietly in the background. Comment below, are you currently eating eggs or have you been avoiding them? And if this video helped you see eggs differently, hit the like button. It helps this information reach the people who need it most. Subscribe for more clear, science-based health explanations that actually make sense in real life. I'll see you in the next one.